Welcome to another episode of Trends and Ideas. I'm your host, Isabel Sender, and our guest today is S&P Capital IQ equity analyst Stephen Silver, who believes investors need to be selective following sustained periods of biotechnology industry outperformance. Thanks very much for joining us today, Steve.
It's great to be here.
Well, tell us, stock prices for select biotechs have risen, some of them dramatically, in your coverage area. So where do you see the industry going over the next year? And talk to us a little bit about why.
Okay.
Please.
Well, we've maintained our positive outlook for the biotechnology sub-industry despite this run-up in many of the stock prices, as you mentioned. And we think there are several drivers behind this. First of all, the industry is going through a dramatic period of good news across the industry. Several companies are reporting positive data for potential blockbuster drugs, which I think is fueling investor positive sentiment for the biotech industry. We've also seen the FDA being very accommodative in terms of approving new drugs at a 15-year high rate in 2012, and also introducing new programs like the Breakthrough Therapy designation, which is supposed to move promising programs along. And we also see a favorable M&A environment for biotechnology companies, so we expect the positive trend to continue.
But there are trouble spots. Can you talk to us at least about one of them?
Sure. Well, I think there are always going to be trouble spots when investing in biotech. I think a lot of these programs start to get valuations that get lofty, that start pricing in positive news in terms of FDA approvals, robust market shares and sales. So I think if there were to be a high-profile rejection by the FDA, if a high-profile drug were to face safety concerns along the way, we think that could always inherently dampen investor interest in the industry.
So talk to us about perhaps a stock you'd like to highlight then.
Sure. Well, one company we can talk about today is Vertex Pharmaceuticals. We've got a buy recommendation. We expect Vertex's positive momentum to continue despite a significant run-up this year. They were one of the first recipients of FDA Breakthrough Therapy designations earlier this year. And we think that they could get FDA approval for their cystic fibrosis program as early as 2015, and we see multi-billion-dollar potential for this program. So we view Vertex very favorably.
Thank you, Steve, for sharing your views with us today. We really appreciate it.
Great.
And for more, we encourage our subscribers to read Steve's views on MarketScope.com in a related Trends and Ideas article. It's called Biotechs Benefiting from Breakthroughs. Until next time, we thank you for watching or listening. I'm Isabel Sender for S&P Capital IQ.